Norway's announced it'll double its military spending over the next 12 years, an increase of around 56 billion euros. It'll get a minimum of 5 new frigates and at least 5 new submarines, the government said.
NASAM's ground-based air defense system is a system that is now deployed in 13 nations around the world.
When most people think of Norway, they just picture fjords, northern lights, and quiet coastal towns. What they don't picture is a military that could make even global powers think twice. Norway's military capabilities have reached unprecedented heights, earning recognition as one of the most advanced and strategically positioned forces in the world. From F-35 fighter jets slicing through the Arctic sky, to missiles so precise they can hit a target hundreds of miles away, to submarines moving silently beneath frozen seas, Norway has created a network that only few rivals can match. And the Arctic is Norway's secret weapon. Here, under the snow and ice, Norwegian forces train, plan, and control territories that others can't even imagine operating in. Their special forces, cyber warriors, and naval strike teams are all tuned to exploit this harsh, unforgiving environment. So how did a country, barely mentioned on the global military stage, turn geography, technology, and elite training into a force that commands respect across NATO? And even beyond? By the end, you'll see why Norway is on another level entirely. When it comes to defense, while other nations debate budgets, Norway commits serious resources to ensure it's always ahead of the curve. Norway's defense budget in 2025 stands at about 110.1 billion krone, already far above the NATO minimum. But the real transformation is its long-term trajectory. By the 2030s, Norway plans to reach 5% of GDP for total security spending, about 3.5% dedicated to defense and 1.5% to civil protection. That means a steady climb over the next decade, with a long-term plan allocating nearly 600 billion krone by 2036. Norway might be a small country, but its military planning is anything but small-minded. Instead of trying to match larger nations tank for tank or soldier for soldier, Norway focuses on quality, integration, and strategic advantage. Take their F-35 fighter jets. These aircraft are a core part of Norway's defense strategy. They can operate in Arctic conditions, communicate with other units in real time, and provide both surveillance and combat capability. For Norway, a smaller fleet of highly capable jets is more effective than a larger, less advanced one. Norway also invests in submarines and missile systems designed to operate quietly and efficiently in the challenging Arctic environment. This gives the military the ability to monitor its waters, protect shipping routes, and respond quickly to potential threats. But it's not just about equipment. Norway's defense strategy emphasizes training and preparedness. Soldiers, pilots, and naval crews are trained to operate in harsh, cold weather conditions, giving them a clear edge in the region's extreme climate. Their knowledge of terrain, weather, and logistics allows them to do more with fewer resources than many larger armies. Every krone spent amplifies the military's ability to operate anywhere, anytime, and with devastating efficiency. The result is a military that is lean, capable, and highly responsive. Norway may not have the largest army in Europe, but its forces are equipped and trained to meet the challenges of its environment, and to operate effectively alongside NATO allies. Investing wisely in equipment and training is one thing, but Norway's true advantage comes from turning the Arctic into a strategic strength. Now, you might be thinking this is all high-tech toys, but Norway's real secret is how they turn the freezing Arctic into an advantage. So what makes Norway's environment turn its military into a force few nations can rival? Norway's geography is harsh and cold. Winters can last months, with temperatures dropping far below freezing and snow stretching for miles. For most armies, operating in such conditions is a challenge. For Norway, it's an advantage. Norwegian soldiers train extensively in cold weather operations. They learn to navigate snowy forests, icy mountains, and frozen fjords. Soldiers practice building shelters in sub-zero temperatures, moving silently over snow, and conducting reconnaissance where vehicles and drones struggle to operate. The military also leverages the environment for strategic mobility. Snowmobiles, all-terrain vehicles, and helicopters are integrated into training and operations, allowing units to move quickly over terrain that would slow down conventional forces. Arctic exercises are frequent, testing both technology and human endurance. Winter camouflage, stealth tactics, and knowledge of terrain allow Norway to operate efficiently while maintaining a low profile. They can monitor borders, conduct exercises, and respond to incidents while staying largely invisible. If you're enjoying this deep dive, please like the video and consider subscribing to our channel. Your support helps us bring more global insights. Now, back to the video. When it comes to controlling the skies, the Norwegian Advanced Surface-to-Air Missile System, better known as NASAMS, is a beast. Born from a collaboration between Kongsberg and Raytheon, it's the world's first operational network-centric, short to medium-range, ground-based air defense platform. And it's more than a piece of technology. NASAMS has earned its reputation globally. It's deployed in 13 countries and trusted to protect some of the most critical targets on Earth, including the White House and the U.S. Capitol. That's right, the safety of Washington, D.C. relies in part on Norwegian engineering. In Ukraine, it has achieved very high success rates, often above 90% against incoming missiles and drones, though, as with any system, performance depends on the size and type of salvo. What sets NASAMS apart is its versatility. The system can fire a range of missiles from AIM-RAMs to AIM-9X, adapting instantly to whatever threat appears in the sky. Drones, aircraft, or cruise missiles. NASAMS doesn't care. Its networked sensors and real-time communication allow it to detect, track, and eliminate threats faster than most eyes can follow. In a modern battlefield, where seconds determine survival, NASAMS gives Norway a decisive edge. But Norway doesn't stop at having this technology. The country continues to expand and modernize NASAMS, ordering additional batteries to replace equipment already donated to Ukraine. While many nations debate budgets and plan for hypothetical threats, Norway already has the tools to control its skies. For those who think size matters most in defense, NASAMS proves otherwise. Norway may be small, but its reach and capability in the air make it a force few nations could ever challenge. Also, central to this transformation are Kongsberg's Naval Strike Missile and Joint Strike Missile, precision weapons that combine stealth, speed, and deadly accuracy. Capable of launching from ships or silently from the belly of an F-35, they can strike before an enemy even knows Norway is watching. The JSM, specifically designed to fit inside the F-35, turns these fighters into ghost hunters of the Arctic sky, vanishing, tracking, and striking with surgical precision. Then there's Norway's F-35 fleet. In April 2025, Norway became the first F-35 partner nation to complete its full planned fleet of 52 fifth-generation jets, a milestone no other ally has hit yet. Equipped with advanced sensors, stealth capabilities, and networking, these jets are the eyes of Norway's defense. Quick reaction alert missions intercept Russian aircraft probing the high north, demonstrating readiness and tactical superiority. Then enter Forsvarets Spesialkommando. Established in 1982, FSK is among Europe's oldest and most elite special forces units. Every operator is forged through a crucible of grueling physical and mental tests, designed to weed out anyone who can't handle the pressure. Those who survive are trained in advanced marksmanship, reconnaissance, and close-quarters combat, skills that turn ordinary soldiers into near-mythical warriors. Equipped with cutting-edge firearms, communication systems, and night vision technology, FSK operators can strike silently, navigate the harshest terrain, and disappear before anyone even realizes they were there. But what's the point of power if no one even sees it coming? These Norwegian ghosts maintain close ties with the world's most elite units, including the British SAS and US Delta Force. Their missions span the full spectrum of special operations, direct action, counter-terrorism, reconnaissance, and hostage rescue. Every operation is a high-stakes dance of precision, patience, and lethal efficiency. Then came NORSOCOM, Norway's Special Operations Command, formed in 2014. By bringing together FSK and the Naval Special Operations Commando under one unified command, Norway created a special operations machine that dominates land, sea, and air. Integration across domains means operations are coordinated seamlessly, with FSK and MJK able to hit targets simultaneously from multiple angles, an orchestration of elite skill and strategy. Imagine combining the deadliest forces on land, sea, and air into one unstoppable unit. That's it! In Norway's high north, where harsh weather, mountains, and icy waters could cripple most forces, FSK and Nordsøkolm thrive. So, who's really untouchable in the Arctic? The answer might surprise you. That's where Norway's Ula-class submarines come in. Small, stealthy, and nearly impossible to detect, these 6 diesel-electric subs are legends in coastal operations. Their reputation isn't just a hype. During NATO missions in the Mediterranean, Ula-class boats achieved the highest operational availability of any Allied submarine fleet. Norway's Ula-class submarines are being modernized with upgraded combat systems, extending their life until the next generation arrives. They've long been credited with exceptional availability during NATO operations, but their replacements will raise the bar entirely. Starting in 2029, deliveries of the 212CD submarines will bring hydrogen fuel cell propulsion, weeks-long submerged endurance, and unmatched stealth, perfect for the Arctic battle space. They're the ultimate Arctic predator, designed to patrol icy waters where detection is life or death. Imagine a submarine that can vanish under the Arctic ice for weeks. Who could possibly track it? Submarines are only part of the story. Norway's geography places it right next to Russia's Kola Peninsula, home to Moscow's most valuable military asset, its nuclear submarine fleet. That makes Norway's surveillance and Arctic warfare skills vital not just for its own security, but for NATO as a whole. Harsh winters, endless night, and brutal terrain are baked into their doctrine. When the Russian submarine Kursk tragically sank in 2000, it was the Norwegian seismic array known as NORSAR that first detected the explosions within minutes, showing Norway's advanced monitoring capabilities in the high north. For decades, Norway's army was modest, just 1 brigade, a force designed for defense, not projection. But times have changed, and so has Norway's ambition. Now the country is tripling its ground forces. From a single brigade, Norway is moving to 3 fully equipped brigades. That means 4,600 new conscripts, 13,700 reservists, and 4,600 additional employees. Why triple the army now? Because they are focused on long-range precision fires and readiness to integrate seamlessly with NATO allies. In a crisis, these brigades are designed to receive reinforcements, coordinate with allied forces, and fight as part of a much larger machine. But the expansion doesn't stop at the professional army. The Norwegian Home Guard, known locally as Heimevernet, is being reshaped into something far more formidable. Soon, it will number 45,000 soldiers, spread across 11 regional districts. Think of them as Norway's first responders, fast, flexible, and ready to act. Inside that number are 3,000 rapid reaction troops, specially trained and equipped to move at a moment's notice. Their missions range from defending critical infrastructure to supporting civil authorities during emergencies. Bridges, energy hubs, ports. Norway is making sure these vital lifelines are never left unguarded. In other words, while other nations scramble to mobilize, Norway already has boots on the ground. This layered approach, professional brigades backed by a modernized home guard, gives Norway something rare in today's Europe: a military that can scale. Small, but able to grow into a national shield when the situation demands it. Now enter the Norwegian Cyber Defense Force, a force of 1,500 specialists spread across more than 60 locations, watching, intercepting, and neutralizing threats before they ever reach the battlefield. Officially, their focus is defense, but unofficially, even Norway admits it has offensive cyber capabilities under the Norwegian Intelligence Service. In other words, they can strike back. But Norway doesn't just stop at defense and offense in cyberspace. They've also taken the next step of integrating 5G into military operations. During the massive Joint Viking 2025 exercise, Norwegian forces teamed up with civilian telecom providers to roll out 5G networks across the Arctic. Because 5G isn't just faster internet, It's instant, secure communication across land, sea, and air. Soldiers, ships, and aircraft can now share data in real time, coordinating movements with precision that older systems simply can't match. For years, Norway's navy was compact. Effective, yes, but limited in size. That era is over. Today, the Royal Norwegian Navy is undergoing the largest expansion in its history. In late August 2025, Norway made its choice, committing to acquire at least 5 Type 26 frigates through a strategic partnership with Britain. These ships will anchor the Royal Norwegian Navy's future, optimized for anti-submarine warfare against Russia's Northern Fleet. At least 5 of the next-generation 212 CD submarines capable of weeks-long submerged endurance, up to 10 new large vessels for extended operations, and 18 smaller ships to dominate the littoral and coastal zones. Why such a massive leap? Because in the North Atlantic, whoever controls the sea lanes controls the future. The new frigates are the stars of this naval upgrade. They're being built with anti-submarine warfare as their core mission, because just across the water lies Russia's submarine fleet, operating from the Kola Peninsula. But the frigates won't be alone. The incoming 212 CD submarines are stealth predators, blending air-independent propulsion with hydrogen fuel cell technology. Unlike older subs, they can remain underwater for weeks without surfacing, making them nearly undetectable. Together, frigates above and submarines below form a lethal net stretched across the Arctic and Atlantic seas. Think of it as a shield and a spear. The frigates guard from above, the submarines strike from below. Together, they make Norway's navy far deadlier than its size suggests. With new large vessels for global reach and smaller ships for home defense, Norway is creating a balanced fleet, capable of protecting shipping routes, projecting power, and reinforcing NATO operations well beyond its borders. When your coastline stretches for more than 25,000 kilometers, the ocean is your battlefield, and Norway is making sure it's always ready to fight there. Norway's location is everything. Sitting on NATO's northern flank, with direct access to the Arctic and the North Atlantic, Norway has become nothing less than the cornerstone of the alliance's defense strategy. Every investment, whether it's F-35s, submarines, or cyber capabilities, directly strengthens NATO's ability to deter threats and secure Europe. In the High North, NATO's line of defense begins with Norway. Without it, the map looks very different. The completion of Nordic defense integration with Sweden, Finland, and Denmark has created what may be Europe's most lethal and integrated air force. We're talking shared command structures, common logistics, and seamless basing options across the Nordic region. 4 nations, 1 air shield. That's a game changer for Europe's defense. Through exercises like Arctic Strike 2024, it's experimenting with unmanned systems, drone swarms, and distributed sensor networks. In other words, they're testing tomorrow's battlefield today. The Norwegian Defense Research Establishment is already tracking the next wave of weapons: autonomous systems, directed energy weapons, advanced electronic warfare. And that's what makes this remarkable. Norway isn't the biggest military power in Europe. It doesn't need to be. So when people say Norway's military is on another level, it's not hype. It's a fact. In a world where the Arctic is heating up and global tensions are rising, Norway isn't just defending its own borders, it's holding the front line for all of Europe, and that makes this small nation a giant in the future of warfare. If you found this analysis valuable, please consider subscribing to our channel for more deep dives into geopolitics. We would love to hear your thoughts. Drop your comments below and let us know what you think. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.